856-5555, Jacksonville. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
And just like that, Duval has their guy. Liam loves his money. How about $13 million a year? Spends his days counting in a garage by the motorway. Welcome to Duval, Liam Coen, and the entire Coen family. A press conference scheduled for at some point next week. We do know that, and you know, we're going to be all over it. We'll be live and participating. We will be streaming it live here on 92.5 FM as well as on our flagship 1010. And how happy are the people right now? I would think that this is going to be an incredible weekend. I mean, I still can't get over the turn of events from Wednesday on. This is shocking to me. And I've seen about everything in 34 years in the business. I mean, waking up to Liam Coen saying no, a few hours later, Trent Baalke getting fired. Then all of a sudden sneaking out in the middle of the night or early in the morning, lying to Tampa Bay to come over here and accept the job. It is incredible. Man, if this guy can coach as good as everything else that has gone on around Liam Coen, it is going to be spectacular in Jacksonville. So that's what it's all about. How happy are you with the hire? For me, it would have been Ben Johnson. For me, it's still not perfect. They should have fired Trent Baalke 3 weeks ago. And you should have made the run at Ben Johnson. Liam Coen was always my second choice. I'm not going to belabor that, okay? I'm not going to always throw that out there, but I'm always going to be honest with you. I wanted Doug Peterson 3 years ago. I made that crystal clear. Remember, he was the first one in with Jim Caldwell. And then that former regime, that Mickey Mouse regime, waited 5 weeks to hire Doug Peterson. He's the guy I wanted. Liam Coen was not the guy that I wanted. I wanted Ben Johnson. I also secretly, and not even secretly, I said it to you, I wanted Bill Belichick. Most of you fans out there think that you're too good for Bill Belichick. That's what you told me, okay? I'm not making any of that up. Liam Coen now takes over this football program, and he has shot a massive dose of juice into this city. I mean, forget about the fact that they were 4-13. Forget about the fact that they lost 10 games by one possession. Forget about the fact that this team is asleep in the first quarter every single game. Right now, it feels incredible. And we're 48 hours away from Championship Sunday. And then, bam, East-West Shrine. Then, bam, Senior Bowl. Then, bam, Combine. Then, bam, start of the league year. What? March 13th, March 14th, Jacksonville with some cash. Jacksonville with an opportunity to create more cash by cutting some veterans. And then the NFL draft is what? 89 days away. I mean, it just runs in cycles like a well-oiled machine. And all of a sudden, Jacksonville's relevant. They are. Look at this division. Okay? I mean, today, Bobby Slowick fired in Houston. After 2 years. The prince of the AFC South is DeMeco Ryans. He's got a record in Houston of 20-14. Right now in Nashville, they're like, oh my gosh, did we make a mistake with Brian Callahan? They went 3-14. They don't have a quarterback. Okay, they can address that in 89 days, but still. Shane Steichen in Indianapolis, they don't have a quarterback. Or it's a mixed bag. As far as a quarterback, 17-17. in 2 years in Indianapolis. Just compare that for 1 second, if you will, and think about how easy it is to navigate your way through the AFC South compared to the AFC West, which today added a guy with, 186 career wins and Pete Carroll. You've got Andy Reid. You've got Sean Payton. You've got Jim Harbaugh. And you've got Pete Carroll in the AFC West, okay? Not the AFC South. Very winnable. There for the taking. Make the right decisions. Hire the right general manager. Make your offense the priority. I understand that there are so many holes with your defense. I don't care. Fix your offense. Get a number 2 wide receiver. Get a right guard. You got problems with your interior offensive line. You look at Liam Coen. You look at his rankings from a year ago. Tampa Bay was last in the NFL in 2023 when it came to rushing yards per game. He brought him to the top in 1 year. He did it with a rookie back. He did it really running back by committee for the majority of the season. He lost both his premier wide receivers. Godwin went down for 10 games. Mike Evans went down for 3 games. He implemented new guys. He got his tight ends involved. That's the one thing when you look at Liam Coen in a very, 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 very short time as being a play caller, only 18 games in his career, it appears he has the ability to get the very best out of his players. Can he find a way to get more out of Travis Etienne? Can he find a way to get more out of a healthy Evan Ingram? Can he find a way? Oh, God, am I really going to say this? Am I really going to say? Are you this happy, Ballou, on a Friday? Can he find a way to get the best out of Gabe Davis? Because contractually speaking, he's stuck for at least 1 more year. All right? I know we want to talk about Trevor. We want to talk about Brian Thomas Jr. We want to talk about Tank Bigsby. I get it. But I'm talking about everyone involved and plus the ability to actually go out and add some players. Here's the coolest part of it, all right? And this is, I'm always going to give you my recommendation, whether it's blatantly obvious or maybe I just sneak it in there. But here's what I would tell you. Embrace being a villain. Love it. Don't try to excuse it. Don't attempt to apologize for it. Own it. Be a villain. This franchise has been worked for 30 years. Okay? It happened again last night. It happened again today. You got some knucklehead out in Seattle telling us that, the Jaguar fans don't even care. There's no Jaguar fans. I can't believe some of you out there still appreciate Jason Kelce for what he said about you a few years ago. Okay? In my mind, his name's Mud. And it's a lot worse than Mud, but I can't say it because this is terrestrial radio. People calling this place the armpit of Florida. It makes me furious. All right? It really does. As I say, you can pick on the team all you want. You can pick on the players, the coaches all you want. But when you pick on my city and when you pick on the fans, that pisses me off. It really does, and it always has. And I'm not trying to do this to, pick up some fans on a Friday. This has always been consistent for me. Again, I don't care if you want to rip the players. They get paid a lot of money, and when they don't get the job done, they should be ripped. But when people rip the fans and they say there's nothing good about the city, they're just wrong, okay? I spent 18 years in Boston. This place is way better than Boston, Massachusetts. Oh, they got great restaurants. I do miss the Irish bars, okay? There's better people here than there were in New England, okay? There's better weather here. There's better golf here. There's better beach. You want to go swim in the Boston Harbor? Chances are you'll run into a dead body. Chicago, okay? Fantastic if you want to live there in June, July, and August. You want to live there now? You think it's cold here, 51, 54? You want to be in Chicago? Fantastic restaurants, Ballou. Apparently, they have great museums and art and all that. I never visited any of that stuff. Got some pretty cool bars. Great city. And you know what? Wonderful people. There's a big difference between the people in Boston and Chicago. Much friendlier in Chicago. Hence, they don't have the same passion, sports-wise, in Chicago that they do in Boston. They just don't. That's why they call the Cubs the lovable losers. Doesn't matter if they're up 3-2 or down 3-2. When beer sales end at the end of the seventh, they're going to go across the street to the Cubby Bear or one of those great watering holes. In Boston, they lose 2, 3, 4 in a row. They're jumping off bridges. There's a difference. This place is better. I know. I've been to them all my whole life. The only other place I've ever been was Tallahassee, and I love that. So it bothers me because this is where I'm going to die. Right here in Jacksonville. And you get picked on. And you take it. And there's not the same respect when the lights go out for 10 minutes in the 96 AFC Championship game. If that was the other way around and New England was here and Jacksonville was hosting, the lights went out for 10 minutes, the Boston media, the national media would have made a huge deal about it. Miles Jack wasn't down. If that game was in Jacksonville and that happened to Danny Amendola or Julian Edelman, or Gronk, they would have gone absolutely crazy. It's unfair. You've always been belittled. You've always been picked on. Embrace being a villain. Play the role of the bad guy for a little bit. Hell, it's the end of January. Stick out your chest. What Liam Coen did to Tampa Bay was wrong. It was unethical. It was Bush, but it happened, and you're the benefit of it. Take it. Run with it. This guy should be your favorite son right now. I have a lot of respect for what Liam Coen did. He did what so many people do in so many aspects of life. We just don't hear about it because the public knowledge is not there. This is filthy, what he did to Tampa. And Jacksonville hopefully got their man. I have more respect now for Liam Coen than I did a week ago. I love this. The people who are complaining would do the exact same thing. He was going to make $4.5 million a year to call plays in Tampa Bay. Shad Khan picks up the phone and says, come on down, I'll give you $13 million. Who's going to say no to that? Now, should he have gone through the proper channels? Sure, but you can't reverse that. It's done. Okay, he avoided the Bucks from Wednesday afternoon until right around 5 o'clock on Thursday until he finally caught Todd Bowles. You know what? I'll put some of this on Tampa Bay. Did you have the contract done? Was the contract written? Oh, I can't make it. I can't drive to his freaking house. Get him to sign it. Why did you let a day and a half go by? If he was that important to you, get his signature. And I don't even know if it would have been binding. I don't know how it works. Even if it said contractually speaking that you're not allowed to take a second interview with the Jacksonville Jaguars, could the right lawyers have said, in the terms of the National Football League, if you are promoted, you could still go after a job. A head coach is different from being an offensive coordinator. I'm not a lawyer. So this becomes a very, very unusual set of circumstances. There's been some before, Belichick, New York and New England, McDaniels. But this is really an opportunity for you to be a part of a major attitude adjustment. And I'm so happy for you. Don't waste your time apologizing. Just smile. And remember that this is a 4-13 football team with an opportunity now to completely turn it around in an awful division. Okay? A frightful division. Brian Callahan, 3-14. Can you imagine being in Nashville right now, trying to get all geeked out about your Shane Steichen, 17-17. DeMeco Ryans, the class of it. They just fired Bobby Slowick today. Okay? C.J. Stroud regressed to the year. I get it. C.J. Stroud has more playoff wins than Trevor Lawrence. C.J. Stroud, if you would open it up to 32 general managers or open it up to 32 members of the media throughout the NFL, probably more would take Stroud over Lawrence. But this is a new beginning for Trevor. 4 years have been wasted. Liam Coen now with an opportunity at the age of 39 to work directly with Trevor Lawrence and hopefully change Trevor Lawrence. So this is going to be a blast. I have scheduled absolutely nothing on this Friday because I wanted to hear from you. I wanted to make this about you. And I think I'm going to grab some phone calls coming up here in a little bit. I still have quite a few things to say, but I do want to get you involved as always. Oh, my God. Look at the text line already. It is absolutely burning up. 641-1010 brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. This is my recommendation. You know, if you're too good of a human being, then you're too good of a human being. There's not enough heels anymore. Everyone's too politically correct. Everyone fakes being nice. Remember when the Raiders were the heel, or the Oakland A's were the heel, or the evil empire of the New York Yankees, right? Or the bad boys of the Detroit Pistons, or the Broad Street Bullies, or the Philadelphia Flyers, or the big bad Bruins in Boston in the 70s, or the Miami Hurricanes wearing the 50s. Embrace this. Take this on. I mean, why the hell not? And just have a blast with it. I mean, you really should. Play the role. I love villains. I love bad guys. And I admit it, I'm wired a little bit differently. But when I grew up, I always loved the bad guys in wrestling. Screw the faces. I don't like the face. Give me the heels. Give me the guys who cheat. Give me the guys who pull out a foreign object out of their shorts and Pearl Harbor some guy. That's me. I always like the bad guys. I like bad guys in a lot of these shows. The GF watches the Hallmark, and I'm like secretly hoping that it ends, kind of crazy. We never see it. I think I have to go back to Live and Let Die in L.A. when the star gets gunned down at the end of the movie. I'm like, oh, my God, that just happened. Every movie we see, happy ending. Every series we see, happy ending. Come on, Duval. Stand up. Pound your chest. People are pissed. Smile right at them. You are the villain. And I love you for it. I love Liam Coen. Liam Coen, and by the way, I'm going to talk about this on the other side. Where's the respect value gone percentage-wise on Shad Khan the last 48 hours? Be honest with yourself. Just ask yourself that question. Hey, listen, there's still a lot of problems. I'm not trying to avoid the obvious. There still are major, major problems. But where is that gone with the owner of this football franchise? Spend some time talking about that coming up as well. Opening comments brought to you by Shmunez Vision. Welcome to Dr. John Hunt. Want to bring him into the family, an ophthalmologist who does great work with Shmunez Vision. He joins Dr. Catherine Shmunez, Dr. Neil Shmunez, and combined, you're talking about more than 30 years worth of experience when it comes to the field of eye surgery. It can be cosmetic eyelid surgery by Dr. John Hunt, or it can be something that is incredibly important as far as the future of your eyes, like cataract surgery, okay? There for all of that. Now, 8.5 years ago, I was just going in for a normal eye examination. And Dr. Neil Shmunez says, brother, you got a real issue in your right eye. You need surgery tomorrow. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I feel fine. He goes, trust me. You got to have this out. Very next morning, bam. Dr. Neil Shmunez performed surgery. Every time I visit, no problems at all. No setbacks. He sat with me before the surgery. He eased my mind, told me it was very common, and it's something that would be much more beneficial for me. And damn, yeah, look at it. 8.5 years later, no problems at all. That's how good they are at Shmunez Vision. I want you to understand that, okay? Check them out online. Shmunez Vision. Go to Instagram. Get all the testimonials as well. The great folks at Shmunez Vision. Villain. Duval, villain, huh? Sounds cool, doesn't it? Isn't it fun? Absolutely it is. That's the theme of tonight's program. Not as though I've ever had a theme in 34 years of doing programs. I think I created it tonight. Liam Coen is coming to town, and ladies and gentlemen, he is changing everything.
Now, another classic moment in Jags history.
It starts with a great play by Tony Brackett. He knows he's too far upfield to sack Dan Marino, so he's going to take a swipe at the football. Big-time play here by Tony Brackett.
1010XL.
Hey, John, looking for the perfect family ride?
How about taking your family on a luxury ride with the all-new 2024 Cadillac Escalade?
That sounds amazing. If you're a loyal customer, you get $4,000 off. Or if you're new to Randy Marion, you can get a $3,000 Conquest discount.
And don't forget the 5% savings on retired courtesy transportation vehicles.
You can save over $10,000 on select 2024 Escalade.
Experience the luxury and comfort at Randy Marion Cadillac.
Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
Plus tax tag title $8.99 admin fee and resist all on approved credit.
Cannonball!
Honey, someone's in our pool.
Oh, refreshing.
John, what are you doing?
Oh, hey, Dave. Seeing as how me and the guys at Clearwater Irrigation reinstalled your sprinklers after the pool contractor ripped it out, I thought you wouldn't mind if I took a quick dip.
But in a Jaguar print Speedo?
Yeah, Dave. My bad. Clearwater Irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage too.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialist for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialist take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Here's Ben and John Lupo, owners of Beards Diamonds.
It's funny, my dad has sold people engagement rings, and now I'm selling their kids engagement rings and anniversary gifts and birthday gifts.
We're blessed with the relationships we've built over the years.
Check out our full inventory at beardsdiamonds.com.
Beards Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center.
When you're hungry for midday sports talk, share a table with helmets and heels.
It's a bad idea to travel on an empty stomach.
Mia, Lauren, and Taylor. We like hungry.
Switched on by First Coast Lighting and Fans.
Noon to 2 weekdays on 1010XL.
Yo, what's happening, sports bettors? ET here for my bookie. And it's winner go home with the AFC and NFC finals this weekend. So build that bankroll up for the big game. The NFL playoffs are the ticket to the biggest game of the year, and all roads leads to New Orleans. This is your chance to get on every high-stakes moment along the way. Your road to New Orleans starts right now with my bookie. My bookie is the ultimate destination for bettors who want more. Whether you're backing the underdogs or riding with the favorites, every drive, every touchdown, every moment is an opportunity to win big. Kick off your 2025 right with risk-free Thursdays. Place a bet. If it doesn't hit, my bookie got your back. Dive into the Bet Boost tab to supercharge your picks and build that bankroll, my boy. My bookie's online casino keeps excitement going 24/7. From blackjack to baccarat, roulette to slots. Haven't joined yet? Now is the time. Use my promo code 1010XL on your very first deposit, and my bookie will hook it up instantly with a 50% deposit with my bookie. Come on, somebody.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Hi, I'm Fontaine LeMaitre, representing Community Hospice and Palliative Care. We are so grateful to the players for its long-standing support of our organization, especially Community Peds Care. 46 days to go to the players.
It's New Year's resolution time, so why not skip the guilt and do something you'll actually stick to, like fixing that leaky faucet, unclogging that drain, or getting your AC ready for the summer.
Duck Rooter is here to help you keep this resolution, investing in your home.
Start the year off right with Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Call us today at 904-862-6769, because when you're stuck, call the Duck. Right now, get $50 off any service of $150 or more.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming.
Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All the pain.
What a soft, subtle voice.
I know my king.
To us, a city filled with villains. This is a bad guy walk-up type of music, right?
I'm coming home.
And all of a sudden you check the resume. No place I'd rather be than Hogan Road.
You know who this is right here? Singing?
Let me see.
Not a good guy.
Is he in jail?
Mm-hmm.
You got me.
Did he?
Is it? Is this beyond? Yes. P. Diddy's going away for a long time. Who's your favorite villain?
You asked me during the break. Immediately when LeBron went to Miami, everybody kind of hated him. I never leaned that way. I was never a movie person growing up.
Really?
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. I don't know why I can't. I can watch a couple of movies here and there, but like how you and a couple of others can just go on about movies and actors and things like that. Like I love, I like watching movies where there's like a main character. Like you have anything with like Denzel in it. Really good actors, Mark Wahlberg.
Denzel was a good villain in a few flicks. The one he did with, I don't know, when he was the crooked cop, Ethan Hawke.
American Gangster?
No, he was certainly a villain in American Gangster, though. That's when he plays Frank, is it Frank Lucas? The heroin distributor out of Harlem. But you don't have one. So you go with the king. You take LeBron.
Yeah.
Okay. I would, there's so many for me, but I think my favorite villain is probably Jack Nicholson in The Shining. Okay, who, turns into, I wouldn't necessarily call him a serial killer because he was incredibly sloppy. Let's just call him a thrill killer. But I love the role of Nicholson. But, embracing the villain is against so much of what we are told that we are not supposed to root for. Yet, secretly, it's really kind of fun. It's a different vibe, and it's something I've always enjoyed. Well, forget about secrecy tonight. If I can get one thing across to you now, it is just that. Take it all in as the villain. And that's how I feel right now in this city after what has gone down. All right, we're getting a lot of feedback. There's so many things that Jacksonville needs to do here over the next couple of days, and I'm getting a lot on, is he going to call plays? Do you know for sure if he's going to call plays? I don't. Now, I am absolutely under the belief that he is going to call plays. If we find out he's not, then my massive excitement is going to dip. To me, that is crucial here. And again, the greatest example that I can give you is just look at Tampa Bay. All right, there's a team that's won 3 straight divisional titles, albeit they've done it just barely by being over 500. Matter of fact, I think they were 8-9 one of the years they won the AFC South. Well, they get good, they lose Dave Canellis. They get good, they lose Liam Coen. That's the reason why. You want that identity with your head coach and Trevor Lawrence so you can bring in Chip Kelly or bring in Jake Peets or bring in anyone you want as your offensive coordinator. He's part of it. He is a massive part of it as far as the game planning, the scheme, scripted plays, whatever. But once you're in it and you're looking at the clock and the play clock, and you have the 15 seconds to get in the play, I want Liam Coen calling plays. End of story. And for a 39-year-old who's never done it before, I can see where people might make a case for, it's too much, it's too much, it's too much. No. He has to call plays. That's the most important part of this. And frankly, it should be the first question asked at the press conference coming up next week. Look at some of these numbers that were sent out today. Thank you to the Jaguars PR for this. This is what he did last year in Tampa Bay, Liam Coen. Third down conversion percentage, 50.9%, first in the NFL. The Jaguars hovered in the 30 percentile. I'll look up those numbers, but I'm guessing it's 35, 36%, somewhere like that. They actually got better later in the year, believe it or not. First downs per game, 23.2. Second in the NFL, moving the sticks, right? Doing it on the ground, doing it in the air. I told you, 2023, the Bucs were last in rushing per game. They improved that into the top 5 this year, rushing per game. Let's see. They were 4th in the NFL, 149.2, when it comes to rushing per game. Passing yards per game, 3rd in the NFL at 250.4. So you're getting 400 yards of offense a game, 250 in the air, 150 on the ground under Liam Coen. Completion percentage. I went off on this earlier in the week about fixing Trevor and finding the guy that can take Trevor to the elite level. Trevor completed 60% of his passes this year. In 4 years, Trevor Lawrence has completed a smidge over 63%. Liam Coen, this past year in Tampa, completion percentage, 71.5, second in pro football. Passing touchdowns, 41. We're talking about Baker Mayfield, okay? A resurrected Baker Mayfield, but still. If I just throw out to you Baker Mayfield and I throw out to you Trevor Lawrence, there's a different school of thought there, right? I mean, Baker's kind of your blue-collar, workman's effort guy, where Trevor is blessed with God-given ability. And listen, I know they were both the first picks in the draft. You can't compare them. The skill set is different. Okay, the competitiveness may be different also. The competitiveness at this point favors Baker Mayfield. He's a gamer. There's some things that are erratic for Trevor, but he's only 25. Okay, listen, Liam Coen can fix this. He absolutely can fix this. Trevor Lawrence last year threw 11 touchdowns in 10 games. Liam Coen had him throw 41 touchdowns, second in the NFL. Total yards per game, again, 399.6, third in the NFL. Yards per rush, 5.3. Let's do the math. 1st and 10 from the 25. Handoff goes to Tank. It's about looks like he got about 5.3 yards. That makes it 2nd and 5. Thomas Jr. in motion. The give is to Tank. 1st down, Jacksonville. There you go. 5.3 yards. Let's take a look at the Jaguars. Where they average? 4.2. That's actually pretty good. Now, 8 of those yards per average came from Brian Thomas. Let's look at the 3 that really mean anything here. Tank Bigsby, 4.6. Travis Etienne, 3.7. Trevor Lawrence, 4.6. Still, right here, 5.3. 3rd in the NFL. Average per. Liam Coen. Points per game. 29.5. 4th in pro football. Jacksonville averaged just over 20 a game. See if you can pull that up for me, if you don't mind. Dylan, I knew I had it and I lost it. Actually, they were 18.8. Excuse me. I see it right here. I mean, Liam Cohen's offense averaged 11 points more a game than Jacksonville's offense. 11. Do you have any idea how many points 11 a game is over a 17-game schedule? And finally, yards per play, 6.2 for Tampa Bay this past season. These numbers are magnificent. They are truly outstanding numbers. There's no other way to say it. His body of work in 1 year in Tampa Bay is absolutely sensational. And what I love about this, and I hope this is what he brings with him, yeah, you've got some very talented players there, but he also won week after week after week by getting others involved. Okay? You saw what it was like when you lose your premier wide receiver, not named Brian Thomas Jr., when Christian Kirk went down. You saw what it's like when you lose Evan Ingram. I guess you saw what it's like when you lose Gabe Davis. I just have trouble putting him in that same category. Well, they lost Godwin for 10 games. They lost Evan for 3 games. And they did not miss a beat. They ran with a rookie tailback. And, you know, what a phenomenal year they had, both on the ground and in the air. So this is so encouraging if you are a Jaguars fan. You know, the only setback is he hasn't done it for a long period of time. He's got 18 games worth of experience doing this. So you got to make the right moves. The one other thing I wanted to say about Liam Coen, and I've begun to go back and look at some interviews and some things that he has talked about. And the one thing that I keep finding, and this is, you know, available for you anywhere, just go Google, is him talking about toughness at the line of scrimmage. And that's the one thing that I think of when I think of the Buccaneers. Even with Baker and Mike Evans and, you know, a great year by Bucky Irvin, everything else I think of them in the ditch. I think of their offensive line and their defensive line. Vita Vea is the best around, okay? But that offensive line is mean. That offensive line is consistent. And that has been so problematic around here forever. So I am hoping, even though it's not going to get the press, it's not going to, you know, change things dramatically as far as the way that a lot of people think, but the importance to me is absolutely massive. That is fixing your offensive line. Okay? Your interior offensive line. You got your tackles. You need a right guard. Mitch Morris, final year of his deal. Nah, just not really. Not for me. Ezra Cleveland, just a guy. I hope Liam Coen brings that with him. Looks at that bad blocking scheme under Phil Rauscher and realizes he needs a new blocking scheme and he needs new personnel with the interior offensive line and fix it. You have the funds. You have the draft capital. fix your offensive line. You've got a self-made genius calling plays with a quarterback who needs to get to that next level. Give him the parts. Much more to do. I'm Rick Ballou.
Find Florida Gators basketball on 1010XL.
The 5th-ranked Gators go for 3 in a row against the Bulldogs. Florida, Georgia. Saturday at 3 on 92.5 FM.
Frank Frangie here. It's new year, new truck time at Nimnik Buick GMC, home of the largest inventory of GMC Sierras in Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia. This month, save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierra 1500s or enjoy rates as low as 0% zero APR financing. Yes, 0%. You can't find deals like this anywhere in Jacksonville. Shop 24/7 online at nimnikbuickgmc.com. Value your trade and customize your payment options in seconds. Nimnik Buick GMC. GMC, we are professional grade.
Pick it here for Bow 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden is frequently called upon for his expert opinion. He is currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of Bow 9. Visit Bow 9 Associates today and experience the difference. Bow 9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
It's a new year at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. Cash in this month with thrilling promotions and tournaments, including daily high hands and table games clockwork cash out, giving away $300 cash every 15 minutes and selected weekends at all 3 Best Bet locations. Catch all the excitement in 2025. See all the details and learn the games at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
New year, new boat. The Jacksonville Boat Show is January 24th, 25th, and 26th at the Prime Osborne Convention Center. Make your boating dream a reality this year. Deals on boats and accessories, fishing seminars, kids events, and more. The Jacksonville Boat Show, presented by ViStar Credit Union. Tickets at boatjacks.com. That's boatjacks.com. Come buy a boat.
Hey gang, Prosser here. If you think you have problems related to the need to sell your home, we have solutions. And by we, I don't mean me. I mean ChadandSandy.com. That's Chad, A-N-D, Sandy.com. Call them today at 904-414-6200. Look, the problems could fall into a variety of areas. Maybe you want guaranteed no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. Maybe you need more space with a growing family. Doesn't matter what the problems are. You go to Chad and Sandy, those problems are fixed. With all the recent talk about interest rates and economic uncertainty, you may be wondering if now is the right time to sell your home. Will you get the price you need? What about repairs or showings? The good news, you don't have to figure it out by yourself. You call my agents, Chad and Sandy Newman. They will deliver. Your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. No required costly repairs. Pick your move date. No long-term contracts. The success stories are rolling in from all over town. Find out for yourself. Call Chad and Sandy today. That's Chad, A-N-D, Sandy.com.
Make a resolution this new year to send all of your friends or family a Coen Flowers floral arrangement. Or how about just sending one person you love a floral arrangement? Coen Flowers can handle it all.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On January 24th, 1950, legendary baseball player Jackie Robinson signs the then largest deal in Brooklyn Dodgers history, $35,000, coming off an MVP season.
Ballou here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
What is the busiest airport in the world?
Southern Oak Insurance is proud to continue offering coverage statewide. Financial stability makes Southern Oak Insurance a wise choice for your homeowner's insurance needs. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport is the busiest airport in the world, serving over 100 million passengers.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Homeowners, listen up. It's time to start fresh in 2025. Prosser here, and Loan Pronto is here to help take control of your finances in 2025 by lowering your house payments and consolidating that nagging debt. Did you know that 9 out of 10 borrowers get a better deal by calling Loan Pronto? Right now, Loan Pronto has some of the most competitive offers for refis, debt consolidation, and purchase loans, starting in the low 5s APR. If your current rate is over 6%, don't settle for paying too much. Even if you're in process with another lender, call Loan Pronto now. Lock in at a lower rate today and close in as little as 2 weeks, often with no appraisal. You can even skip your next 2 house payments. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Get your personalized Loan Pronto rate quote instantly with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees. Call now, 904-999-1508, or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLS consumeraccess.org.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Happy birthday, Warren Zevon. You would have been 78 today.
Well, he went down to dinner in his Sunday best. Excitable boy, they all said.
This song does get kind of into the category of being a villain a little bit later on, lyrically speaking. Especially after he goes to the junior prom, it gets really bad. But anyway, he was a tremendous artist, and he is gone. Happy birthday. I also want to say happy birthday to my mom in heaven. This is a second birthday without her. So it's a emotional day. And, you know, I don't get sad because if you've ever seen what happens at the end when elder people are suffering, there's nothing worse. So if you have to deal with that or you have dealt with that, I'm with you. If you have not, then you're a very lucky person because it's cruel to see what happens to us when we get older and when things start to go south. And she had 3 brain surgeries, and I miss her very much. But happy birthday to my mom as well, listening tonight in heaven. All right, tell you what I want to do. I want to take phone calls in our second hour, beginning at 7. I know we've had some folks hanging on the line, and I do appreciate your patience. I want to get to you because I'm interested in how you feel about all of this. It feels like, for the most part, that you were very happy with this hire. Okay? And that's understandable. I wish I had more resources. I wish I had more results to clarify this hiring, to say, well, look what's happened previously. And I cannot do that, okay? If you look back, it's a pile of stink. It really is. The moves that have been made around here have been atrocious. So I can't do that. You know, I can't go back and tell you about Mike Mularkey, and I can't go back and tell you about Gus Bradley and Doug Marrone and Urban Meyer and Doug. I just can't do it. And I can't tell you about Dave Caldwell and Tom Coughlin, and I can't tell you about Tom Coughlin as an EVP, and I can't tell you about Trent. I just can't do it. Okay, that ruins the mood. But that's where we are with the 13 years of ownership when it comes to Shad Khan. Yet I'm getting a real good feel from you that you believe Liam Coen is the guy. And you believe that better things are happening. And then all of a sudden, when you look at the approval rating of Shad Khan, which has been at an all-time low, all of a sudden that's begun to move up. And you know it and I know it. winning fixes absolutely everything. From what I understand, season tickets. I mean, all of that. This is great news for the city. I've had people say to me, that's it, I'm back on board. I'm renewing my season tickets. Good. Good. You want the bank rocking. You want to be able to support these players. I never subscribed to that. And I actually found myself, for the first time ever, believing it while Trent Baalke was still entrenched as your general manager. I've heard that forever. You know, whether it was at Florida State or here, that, oh, I'm not going to go back, I'm not going to go back. And I'm always like, yeah, whatever. You'll be back. I tended to believe that a little bit this year. Well, that's already turned 180.
You see what the Jaguars tweeted out today?
I didn't. Well, actually, I've seen a lot of what they tweeted out today, but
yeah,
I'm not sure.
They tweeted out basically the number to the phone line, the phone number to call for you to renew your season tickets. Pretty much, it was pretty funny. Nice little gestures they threw out there.
Well, you know what? Hey, strike when it's hot, and that's great news for them.
Yes, at FYI, you can reach our ticket office at 904-633-2000.
I know a lot of people over there, and they're really good people. There's a lot of really good people in the Miller Electric Center who have got to be thrilled about this. Can you imagine showing up to work every day with a losing operation? I've seen it from afar and up close, and I just traveled with the team. In 8 years, do you have any idea what the percentage was of me getting back on the team plane and flying back to Duval after a loss? I guess I could go back and add it all up. But I feel like in 8 years, they won like 10 road games. I mean, it was unbelievable. It was always a loss. And that can be incredibly humbling. And even more than that, it can be just flat out depressing. And when you got to do your job in there, you know, I mean, I don't even know what to compare it to. Maybe it's like owning a restaurant and no one shows up. You know, you're a waiter and a bartender and a hostess and all this, a cook, and you're ready to do your job and you can't do your job because no one shows up. I don't know. But the feeling today is that this all changes, and it includes ticket sales, which I'm happy to hear. So let's do that in our second hour. Let's grab phone calls here, give you an opportunity to get involved. The text line is absolutely just insane. It is blowing up right now with all sorts of different thoughts on what we have seen here. I did want to get into the general manager situation a little bit. You know, what's Jacksonville going to do there? I still like Ray Agnew, Lions assistant general manager. I think bringing in a guy with experience, certainly lately with a winner, makes a lot of sense. John Dorsey drafted Patrick Mahomes now. He was the guy behind that. He was in Kansas City. You ask anyone, you ask Brett Veach, you ask Andy Reid, it was John Dorsey who said Patrick Mahomes. Louis Riddick getting a little bit of play. Mike Greenberg. No, not that guy. Not on ESPN. Not the guy who's never taken a punch to the face before. I'm talking about the assistant general manager of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That Mike Greenberg. Heard a lot about that, among others. So maybe tonight's not the night for that. Maybe we'll do that on Monday or Tuesday because, I do want to check the temperature as to what is going on and how you folks are feeling. So, phone number, 641-1010. If you'd like to get on in, text line, same deal, 641-1010. Brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Hi, I'm William Byron.
And the Daytona 500 goes to William Byron.
1010XL, Jack Sports Radio.
Do the Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
It's the time of year all our customers love. At Garber Auto Mall, every 2024 must go. Take advantage of thousands in discounts on all new Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Ford. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle.
Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. It's playoff time. It's now or never. Don't miss out on the last few weeks of football action with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in award winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. Prize Picks now offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account for this season. Join Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, available to play in more than 40-plus states, including California and Texas. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code JAX, J-A-X, to get $50 instantly when you play 5. That's code JAX on Prize Picks. $50 instantly when you play 5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, Hicken here, or just call me Dreamfinders Danny. For a limited time to ring in the new year, Dreamfinders Homes is offering an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down that rate and get in the game. You heard me right. It's 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Mia here. Since 1982, Closets by Design has specialized in creating dream spaces for every budget. My designer, Frances, made the process so easy. She came to my house and designed a walk-in closet that's not only beautiful, but also incredibly functional for me and old Beau Valentine. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation at 800-293-3744. Hey, and if you mention Mia or Helmets and Heels, you'll qualify for free base molding. Call today or visit closetsbydesign.com.
The Jacksonville Icemen are back home Saturday night to battle the Orlando Bears in a big South Division clash in downtown Jax.
Calling all Jedi and Imperial forces.
Saturday is Star Wars night, when the Icemen wear special Star Wars themed jerseys to be auctioned off live following the game. 7 o'clock at ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Tickets at Ticketmaster, JaxIcemen.com, or call 904-602-PUCK. Iceman Hockey is #Frozen Frenzy.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $2,600 per ounce. Pay bills. Buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
clean air, cool air. Both are extremely important. Trust Florida Home AC to deliver on both with their Remy Halo, the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC and breathe clean and cool air.
Pacifico is brewed for those who let go of the things that don't matter and hold on to the ones that do. That's living life anchors up.
Pacifico, found in Baja. Imported by surfers. Ask for a Pacifico when you're ready to live life anchors up.
Pacifico is a crisp golden lager,
Food for those who know. It's what's behind a label that matters.
D1 Training East Jacksonville invites you to their mega NFL football camp at the Bowl School February 1st from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Ages 7 through 16. Get hands-on coaching from former NFL players at every single station. The coaches lineup put together by Connor and Sam at D1 is proudly sponsored by Tim Tebow. To sign up, call 904-901-6470.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Break them.
Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, let's devote this hour to your phone calls. What do you think? I got wide open lines. 641-1010. Jaguar fans heading into a Friday night. Oh, my goodness. If I was just young again, I'd be out there running and ripping with you. I mean, you got all sorts of material tonight once you get those digits and you begin texting. At what point do you start asking her via the text if she's a Jags fan? Right? Because you kids, man, I love you, but you don't actually go up and have conversations with them anymore, right? It's all done.
It's all direct message on Instagram,
right?
TikTok. If they downloaded it before it got banned over the weekend.
What's the latest on TikTok?
Nobody knows. I think you can't download it on the App Store. I don't know if it's Trump or if it's not. If it's Congress, they have 90 days or 100 days for it to be bought.
Okay.
Here in the States. It's up for sale.
Right. He was pretty busy today. He went to North Carolina, and I think he was heading out to California. But, I've never been on TikTok. I think it pops up. Some of that stuff pops up on Reels or pops up on Instagram, perhaps. But, so for you youngsters, if you want to, again, I know picking up the phone and calling would be not what you guys do these days. You can always text me at 641-1010 on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. And tell me, with what text do you actually get to the Jags? I would think this has got to be moved way, way up after the announcement of Liam Coen. Let's grab some feedback from you. 641-1010. Best way to join us. Let's go to Paul, who is first up. How you doing, Paul? Do you pull up the callers there, or do I do it? Because we don't do this all that much. Paul,
he's up.
Welcome.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I got you. Welcome.
All right. Forgive me, I'm a little sick. My favorite villain is Ben Kingsley as Don Logan in the movie Sexy Beast.
All right.
I recommend that one with subtitles on. Wow. Fan base
subtitles on. All right. Go ahead.
The fan base went from totally checked out to completely lit in 48 hours. I think Shad Khan really grew up this week. I think overall, since he's been here, he's had a lot of good qualities as an owner, but he's had some flaws. So, I mean, in his favor, he doesn't usually meddle, and he's willing to throw money at the situation.
Yeah.
But the knock on him is that he didn't have really good football people around him. He didn't understand maybe everything about the league. He was too patient, and he was definitely too loyal. He was definitely too loyal to Gus, and I mean, obviously, he was loyal to Balky, who the entire fan base wanted to get rid of. I think in the theme of tonight, I think he's been too nice, and I think with this move, he's telling people there's no more Mr. Nice Guy. The knock on him is that it's always been done with half measures. He's had this complete fear of a clean slate. And I mean, that he was even asked about it in the last presser with Balky. And I hope you get a question this week, by the way.
Well done, Paul. Yeah.
So Shad, really, I mean, he finally put his sack out there, and that's what you got to do if you want to win games in the NFL.
Yeah. Hey, Paul, thank you. You gave us a lot, and that's outstanding. I do appreciate that. I think your opinions were pretty solid. Yeah. Listen, Shad Khan's a wonderful person. He's incredibly cordial. But this is only the beginning. You still got to find the right general manager. Then you got to find the right assistant general manager. You got to find the right pro player personnel director, the head of college scouting, and you got to fill in everything else. Tony Baselli involved in the hiring of Liam Coen. Is he going to be the EVP? Are they going to hire an EVP? They need to fortify that front office. They need more voices. They need more eyes, more ears. The decision is still going to come down to Liam Coen and Shad Khan and whoever the general manager is. Again, I wouldn't have done it this way. I'm not going to waste all my time saying they did it wrong. I would have hired the GM first, and then I would have hired the head coach. That's not what they did. I don't have it in me at this point in my life to come in here every night and say they did it wrong, they did it wrong, they did it wrong. Screw that. I'm not going to do it. This is the way they went about their business. I'll support it, okay? But you need more in the building. You need more people who know this game, good football people. You need someone in there who can go to the general manager and say, hey, man, it's been 18 days. The season ended 2.5 weeks ago. And Trent Baalke, you haven't even spoken to the media yet. Okay? That is gross. That is negligent. Speak to your people. This is a one-horse. You need someone. You can't expect the PR to do that. You can't expect the general manager to just, if he doesn't get it, like Baalke didn't get it, just to do it. Shad Khan shouldn't have to do it. Doug Peterson shouldn't have to do it. You get a Baselli in there or someone in there, he can say, Shad, your GM hasn't spoken for 18 days. Shad Khan goes, make him do it. Or maybe Baselli, whoever, doesn't even have to go to Shad Khan. He just walks in the general manager's office and says, what the hell's wrong with you? Go speak to the freaking press. All right? I mean, that's unforgiving that Baalke did that a year ago. You don't need any of that crap. You need better people in your building, the Miller Electric Center, who will say things like this. And this is just one little example. There's many more. Nick is next up. He goes into the night. Hi, Nick.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yep.
So I grew up in the Tampa area, and I moved to Jacksonville in 2012. So I get the pleasure of rooting for both teams. So a fan of both teams, watched a lot of Bucs games. And, I'm excited because I think, obviously the Bucs, had a great offense this year, or a good offense this year, because they didn't go far in the playoffs. But, one of the things that I think was really good is they would score that touchdown first. And so I think the slow starts that the Jaguars have had are just awful to watch.
Yeah.
And, I'm excited that maybe we might see a touchdown on the opening drive from a head coach that knows how to also call some plays.
Right.
So I'm excited about the hire. I am curious what you think about, the sneaking off to Jacksonville after accepting that job. Do you think there'll be any kind of distrust from players when, that's the way that he came to the team? Or, I don't have a problem with it. I think the NFL is a dirty business, and the way they treat their coaches and players is, that they're disposable. So I don't care if it goes the other way. But I'm curious what you think with that situation when it comes to him talking to players, whether or not they'll, believe that they think.
Hey, listen, appreciate it. I don't think the players will care at all unless they lose. Then everything changes. Players don't care. I don't think the players cared that Urban Meyer had a 20-year-old on his lap. They cared that he didn't fly back with the team. Okay? A lot of these players are dogs, right? The fact that he snuck out in the middle of the night and did it this way, it's going to have no bearing on anyone on this team. Now, if you start losing, then they will possibly out other things that are going on within the organization, right? If you win, you're not going to hear a peep. Sports is so simple. If you win, it fixes everything. I would also fully expect that the Tampa Bay media right now is lifting every rock available. If there's any dirt, and I read some stuff today about You know, when he left Kentucky, and who was it, Brock Vandergriff? Vandergriff, the kid who came from Georgia and went to Kentucky. And, well, listen, he was offered a better job. The timing wasn't perfect. But would you rather call plays at Kentucky or call plays for the Los Angeles Rams?
Yeah, a year
or be
ago.
an offensive coordinator. He didn't call plays. Excuse me. Go ahead.
A year ago right now, Liam Coen was the offensive coordinator at Kentucky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I think early February he took the job in Tampa.
Yeah, he went back and forth twice. Kentucky, L.A., Kentucky, L.A., Kentucky, before going to Tampa. It's a better job. And, Canellis takes the NFL job. Goes to Carolina, opens up a spot. But no, I don't think so. We'll see. But again, my whole opinion on this is for you folks to embrace this. Play the villain. Enjoy the villain. Why would you not? You're not going to have a game until September. It's January 24th. I mean, relish in this. You guys have been picked on forever by typically national media or people who are so uninformed, who rip the city, rip you as fans. Dominate this villain tag. I mean, roll with your coach. You got 8 months until you play a game. You've got a ton of time. I mean, some of you folks out there are brilliant. I'd be printing T-shirts. I'd be making cone heads. I'd be doing just get on it. Have a fun time with it. For crying out loud, you won 4 games. Your season was destroyed. This football team in September lost 4 games and said, screw you, fans. Watch this. Watch this. You'll get nothing to cheer about. We're going to go 0-4 and just dash your dreams. That's what the Peterson-Balke regime did to you. Roll right in with Coen here. Be the bad guy for the next 8 months. And then hope you win. Let's get another phone call. You should be able to win. Brian Callahan's 3-14 in Tennessee. D'Amico Ryans is the pride of the AFC South. He's 20-14. He fired his offensive coordinator today in Houston, and Bobby Slowick. Shane Steichen is 17-17. Liam Coen should move right in there and kick some serious ass. Tired of turning the other cheek. Jim is next up. Welcome.
Yeah, hey, Rick.
Hi.
Really enjoy your show. I got to disagree with you on you calling Coen a genius. Einstein was a genius. Coen's been calling plays for 1 year in the NFL, and he's a genius? Give me a break.
All right. Thank you, Jim. I enjoy my show as well. Let's go to Paul, who is next up on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Yep.
Number one, I'm pretty excited. I become pessimistic as the season goes on, 20-plus years being a fan, but I'll always be a diehard. But I got to say, and you probably already mentioned it if you had, I'm sorry for repeating it, but given with him, his time in the league, do you have any ideas? I know there's been speculation on who his coordinators will be, who he'll surround himself with. I know there was hope that Saleh would come here, but it looks like he might go to San Francisco. But any word, any thoughts on what you would like to see with him? And I appreciate you.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I've heard a couple of names. And, certainly Chip Kelly is the most prominent name that has been mentioned. Chip Kelly just won a national title at Ohio State, got up and left UCLA and called plays this year for the Buckeyes. But I'm sorry, when I think Chip Kelly, I think even if he gets a raise here, don't you expect him to be the play caller? And I don't want him to be the play caller. I want Liam Coen to be the play caller. Jake Peets is a guy that I have heard mentioned out of Tampa. Could he go after any one of his position coaches defensively in Tampa Bay and bring them with? My guess would be no, even though Tampa Bay got a little bit better defensively late in the season. It was really a bad defense. And, their last 5 games, they got much better. just look at some of their losses, man. Wow. 36 points, 41 points, 31 points, 30 points, 23 points. It got better later in the season, but I don't know if he's going to bring anyone with him defensively. Outside of the offensive coordinator, most of my thought early on has been on the candidates for the general manager. So as far as the defensive coordinator, Patrick Graham has certainly got to be a guy that has been talked about. He interviewed here on Thursday, interviewed here yesterday. So I think that's a guy that you would consider as well. And, we'll start to get some names that'll pop up. But right there is where I think you should start as far as guys who could be, coming in here to resurrect completely this defense. All right, let's take another break. When we do that, on the other side, let's stay with some more calls. A few folks just dropped off, so a good opportunity for you to get on in. 641-1010 is the best way if you'd like to call in. Also, an awful lot here on the text line. I couldn't get Dwight Evans. You think Dwight Evans should get into the Baseball Hall of Fame? Yeah, I really do. They've watered it down. I mean, compare his numbers to Parker and Allen and Cepeda. And, numbers like that, yeah. I think Dewey absolutely should be in. He was also the class defensively for 15 years in Boston. The Hall of Fame is not what it once was. And if you're going to start allowing these people in, then Dwight Evans and Dale Murphy and Steve Garvey, guys like that, in my opinion, should be next up, along with all the steroid guys. So let's leave that for another night. We'll get to that during one of these, dog days here over the spring or summer. Not tonight. We're talking about Liam Coen.
This is 1010XL.
Real smooth. Real smooth? Real smooth.
10.
Real smooth.
10.
Real smooth.
XL.
Real smooth.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Value or flavor? Price or taste? Why choose when you can get both with everyday deals at Sonny's? Right now, you can get the pork big deal for $10, the pork and rib combo for $12, and all you can eat ribs for just $19.99. Yep, you heard right. All your favorites are now available all day, every day. And that's why it's always Sonny's here. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
Tired of a plain and boring backyard? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop choice to beautify your home. With pavers, stonework, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces, pergolas, and driveways. Visit stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist is now offering ortho walk-in appointments. If you have an immediate need for orthopedic care, contact Southeast Orthopedic Specialist immediately. Avoid ERs and urgent care waiting rooms. For more information, go to se-ortho.com.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On January 24th, 1950, legendary baseball player Jackie Robinson signs the then largest deal in Brooklyn Dodgers history, $35,000, coming off an MVP season.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Jacksonville. When AEW returns home, it is the biggest party in all of professional wrestling.
Daily's Place, the home of AEW.
And on Saturday, January 25th, Collision returns live. It's a new year and a whole new era in AEW. And there's no better time to experience the excitement than right now. AEW Collision Homecoming, live from Daily's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. Tickets on sale now, starting at $20 at AEWTIX.com.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a professional stamp licker from Jacksonville, Florida, meet Martin Celery.
Oh, gosh. I can't wait to play, Bob.
Well, let's move things along. Tell him what he's won, Johnny.
Wait, but I...
That's right, Marty. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, we've stocked up on the remaining inventory of low-cost 2024 model air conditioners. So you win. We're passing the savings on to you.
Can I answer a question first?
We need to make room for the 25s, so we're offering great deals on AC replacements while supplies last.
Could I spin the wheel at least? I've been practicing for a year.
With last-minute deals like this, there's no question that you are cool.
What'll I tell my kids?
There you go. Have a souvenir t-shirt.
Thanks.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Cannonball!
Honey, someone's in our pool.
Oh, refreshing.
John, what are you doing?
Oh, hey, Dave. Seeing as how me and the guys at Clearwater Irrigation reinstalled your sprinklers after the pool contractor ripped it out, I thought you wouldn't mind if I took a quick dip.
But in a Jaguar print Speedo?
Yeah, Dave. My bad.
Clearwater Irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage, too.
Tailgate special alert. 3 pounds of marinated chicken, 2 pounds of marinated steak tips, 2 pounds of fresh ground beef, and 2 pounds of homemade sausage for only $80 to feed your crew.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
With 50 years of fabrication expertise in towing products, the family at Cannons of Jacksonville can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Start your new year off healthy. Get screened at Ackerman Urology for common cancers of the prostate, bladder, and kidney. Early detection is key with 5 locations across Northeast Florida. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
Is your dog Team Rough or Team Fluff? It's officially Puppy Bowl season at Dogtopia Jacksonville Beach Boulevard. They're getting MVPs, most valuable pups, ready for the big game. Your dog deserves a tail-wagging day of fun, and Dogtopia's indoor playrooms are the perfect training ground for their game day moment. Get your dog in on all the action by visiting Dogtopia Jacksonville Beach Boulevard and St. John's Bluff. New to the pack? Enjoy a free day of daycare. Mention Puppy Bowl when booking to claim the offer.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Oh, hope you have a great weekend. You should. Nothing like winning a Super Bowl without playing a game. And that's how most of you feel. Not all. The 4986 says, Ballou, am I the only one that's worried that the original decision to seek Liam Coen was bulky? I'm worried in 3 years he could still be screwing us. There is that school of thought that Coen was absolutely a bulky guy. And it depends on how you look at it. I think the unanimous choice, or if not, certainly far, far the majority, was Ben Johnson. Certainly was mine. And that wasn't going to happen. You could read the tea leaves there. That wasn't going to happen, even though we did interview. But out of everything that leaked, 10 interviews, the Coen stuff leaked. And I don't know this, but a lot of people believe that it was Trent Baalke who leaked that. That's why it's the whole shock of Coen pulling out if it was Baalke's guy, Baalke getting fired, and then Coen coming back in the middle of the night. It's like, you can't make this up. You could be, I said genius earlier and got reprimanded for it, but you could win like an Oscar. I mean, what a script. Folks in Hollywood right now should be scrambling all over the place saying, did it really happen this way? This is Baalke's guy? Yet Duval got what they wanted. They got Baalke fired, and then they got the guy? I don't know. Remember, he didn't interview anywhere else. This was an isolated gig, 7 openings. Pete Carroll today of the Raiders. Talked to Brian Schottenheimer's on his way to Dallas. So I'm not trying to poo-poo your feelings here. But, yeah, I mean, you're not the only one. I have received a percentage of that here. Not everyone's going to be on board. Let's go to Brenda, who is next up, calling from Kentucky. Welcome.
Hello, Rick.
Hi.
I had to talk to you. Love your show.
How you doing, Brenda? What's going on?
Doing good. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, we live in Kentucky now. We lived in Florida when the Jaguars Jacksonville got the Jaguars, and both our sons still live there. But we retired back to Kentucky because that's where we're from.
Okay. Good.
But anyway, I just wanted the fans to know, got to see firsthand what Liam Coen was like when he was offensive coordinator for the Kentucky Wildcats. And anybody knows about Kentucky football. I love UK basketball, but our football team is not very good consistently. And we had the best season with him that we've had in forever. And for him to come to Kentucky and be able to do that, look what he did with Will Levis.
Mm-hmm.
And look what Levis has turned into. He got him to be a high draft pick.
Right.
And without Coen as his coach, he's just not done as well. So I think the fans and media are going to love him. He was great with everybody here. And my husband and I, before his name was even mentioned, was hoping Jacksonville would get him because we just love the Jaguars. Still listen to 10XL all the time. I get the streaming services so I can watch the Jaguars here. So I'm excited. We're excited.
That's great to hear, Brenda. I appreciate that. And, again, you got an opportunity to see Liam Coen up close and personal and what he did there with Will Levis. Thank you so much for getting in and your opinion there from Kentucky. Let's go to John, who is next up. Welcome, John.
Hey, one thing I'd like to put out, let's put Tony Baselli in as general manager, had a temporary general manager back him up and doing the contracts, and then we put in Fred Taylor in charge of all the scouting people. I think we'd have a wonderful team then. What do you think, Rick?
John, I think getting both of them involved, if they want to be involved, would be absolutely a benefit. But I don't want them in those roles because they've never done it before. I mean, Fred Taylor, if he was to be in whatever the glorified title would be, the liaison, the conduit that would go between Shad and the general manager and Shad and Liam Coen, absolutely. Tony Baselli as well. But no, I don't right now believe at all that either one of the two should be heading up scouting or be a general manager and going out and deciding who this football team should draft. I mean, we're a few days away from the East-West Shrine game. We're a week away from, getting ready for the Senior Bowl. And all this stuff is here. And you got to be fully entrenched with that. So, no, not the positions you said. But something in the front office? Absolutely. No doubt about it.
Do you ever talk to scouts whenever you were a sideline reporter or now?
Yes.
Can you explain just on a little bit, not during the season, because you're kind of watching college tape, but I mean in the off season, how much tape they're watching?
Oh my God, I could never be a scout.
How much time you're on the road?
It is a hard job because you can go to a Jaguars training camp practice, or you can go to when Florida State comes in here and practice, and you can watch guys, and you can sit right next to people that you think are good football people, and you can come out of it with a totally different opinion on who looks good and who doesn't look good. I'll give you an example. I was watching Florida State throw all year when they were here for those 2 days with Uliangalele and Glenn. And I said, without any question, I thought Croman Hawk was the best quarterback. And I think he should have been the guy who, got that opportunity right out of the gate. He did not. To me, trying to measure what goes on in the offensive line is the most difficult part of football. And, you hear about zone blitz, you hear about zone blocking, man-to-man blocking, and There's so many things that change depending on what the defense does, what their front is, how they attack, do they stunt, do they blitz. It's incredibly complex. And, to watch feet work and hands and all that stuff, I would never feel comfortable being a scout. But I know a lot of former scouts, guys like Greg Jones, who, Greg Jones here in town, great Jaguar, Florida State Seminole. When changes were made, post Dave Caldwell, changes were made scouting-wise. I'm trying to figure out how to say this without really saying it. There's still people who live here who work for other teams, if that makes any sense. One of them very prominently in Los Angeles, who had a lot to do with that practice that produced Verse and Fisk going to the Rams. Okay, again, I don't want to say anything more than that, but to answer your question, no doubt. I love talking to scouts. I wish I knew more. I've actually had some that have called me before, just doing work on character-related issues. Most of that was back when I was really, in Tallahassee and connected to those guys, not necessarily here in the NFL.
And that's a job where you are putting in a lot of time. I'm sure the GM's relying a lot on you to draft these guys, and you're not getting paid a lot of money. Like, you're not getting $2-3 million.
No. It's a good wage. It's a good living, but it's a very competitive business. And if your results don't equal, because there are a lot of folks who believe that when you get to day 3, when you get to the 4th round on, that those are the scouts making the picks, right? I mean, the general manager is absolutely going to be fully involved in the first round pick. And I would think the day 2 picks, your second and third round pick, you have your top 100 list. But when you get deep into it and you have multiple 6th round picks and things along those lines, you're going to trust your scouts. And I don't know how it is formulated, okay? I knew something years ago, and I'm talking, this was in the late 90s. I don't know how much things have changed now as far as, what they're able to do with their computers, how they rank their players. But I've heard that many, many times over the years that the deeper you get into the draft, it's really the scouts' picks.
Or, like I'm just looking this up, in 2023, over 11% of the NFL starters were undrafted.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a whole nother.
Well, Tony Coen was talking about that as far as his analytics. That's another part of it. Analytics has become an added addition of scouting where, you can even go to baseball. It started with Billy Beane and everything in Oakland when he looked at on-base percentage and he looked at walks and he looked at things along those lines, is that I think we're starting to get away in all sports from the guys who have put in the work and have been to high schools and colleges and all the effort in scouting and what they'll look for. And there's still an importance there, but is it going away because now things are based on the science? It's based on the math, the analytics. How long are their arms? What do they do in the 3-cone drill? How do they high jump? Testing things, receptions, how many drop pass. There's thousands of different categories that you can really look at. So I do wonder if we're getting away from that a little bit and getting more. And you're starting to see a lot of front office types in all different sports where they're taking, the smartest kid out of Yale or Harvard who has no experience in a game, but they'll say he's a brilliant person. How about that? I've said brilliant and genius so far in this show when talking about football. And you put him in your front office because he is so much smarter than everyone else.
Or they just understand how to work data.
I've heard that for a long time. Now, don't get me wrong on the scouts. It's not like they grab the phone and say, yeah, 6th-round pick, we're taking so-and-so. No, but they're at that point in the draft, they're going on their notes. And there's going to be a ranking system of how they rank the scouts. And, usually it's territorial, right? East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, whatever it may be, Deep South, plenty around here. Not all the Jaguar scouts live here. They live other parts of the country. Again, I know scouts who live here who work for other teams. Dave Caldwell, he's not a scout. He's got a more decorated title working with Philadelphia, right? He still lives here in Jacksonville. And I get up with Dave every once in a while. But that's what you do here with scouts when it comes that, deeply played into the draft, that they're going to go off their ranking. And that's where they earn their meat and potatoes, because if you get a guy in the 6th and the 7th round that all of a sudden makes your 53-man roster and is a contributor, then that's going to be a major feather in your cap as a scout. Now, if the same thing, if you go and make that pick and you use this guy's notes and this guy's expertise and say, yeah, you got to draft this guy, and he doesn't work out, then that's going to hurt you. And that's a lot of pressure that you're putting on yourself. We have time for any more?
Yeah, we take this one call. We'll go to break.
Let's go to Steve. Welcome, Steve.
Yo, what's going on, Ricky?
What's going on?
First of all, love the show. I sent you on the text line a picture that you were very kind to take a selfie with me a few years ago before the game when you were riding the sidelines, which is cool. But 21 straight years now as a season ticket holder. This is year 21 straight, and I can tell you that the hype is real. We are all as season ticket holders excited. I'm super pumped up. I do have a question for you, though, as you take this to the break. What type of offense is Liam Coen possibly running, and who do you see possibly being candidates for an OC? And I'll listen to your comments. Appreciate the call.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I got into that a little bit earlier in the week. I mean, more snaps under center, massive screen game. I mean, top 3 in the NFL. A guy who loves to throw to his tight ends, a guy who loves to get everyone involved. And again, you're talking about top 4 in the NFL in rushing and in passing. It's the only offense in the NFL that does that. I'll have to go back and check Baltimore. Obviously, they rush it to that extreme week to week. I don't know if they had the passing numbers that were consistent with Tampa Bay. But, I mean, this is an offense where you are able to do multiple things. And unfortunately around here, it was a very predictable offense. It was a shotgun run offense. Even Shad Khan said it was the most predictable offense and defense in the NFL. That's not going to be the case with Liam Coen. This guy's balanced attack last year was sensational. Before we head to the break, just let me take a look at the numbers. We told you they were top 4 in both rushing and passing. Those are playoff numbers. So let me get to regular season. The last time the Jaguars, or the year the Jaguars made it to the AFC Championship game, I want to say they had 517 pass attempts and 517 rushing attempts. It was absolutely spectacular. Literally 50% across the board. Let's look at Tampa this year. 571 passing attempts, 483 rushing attempts. Yeah, that's pretty good. 2,536 yards rushing. And you had 4,505 yards passing. It's still a passing league. And that's what you want. I mean, you've got a guy that is supposed to be elite, generational. Can Liam Coen take him to that level? Well, we'll see. And Trevor hasn't done it. But it's not all Trevor's fault. He hasn't had a rushing attack. He just hasn't. Can you imagine rushing, as we said earlier, 5.3 yards a carry is what Tampa gave you. You run on first down, you run on second down at 5.3 a carry. Guess what? You're not going to third down. It's first down all over again. So if you have a successful rushing attack, think about how much more potent that is going to make your passing attack. They complement one another. And again, I don't want to say hidden yards, but the screen game that is used by Tampa Bay. And you look at Bucky Irvin, who had, nearly 400 yards receiving, and Rachaad White, 393 yards receiving, okay? Top two backs, that's 800 yards receiving. A lot of that is screen work. And Tom Brady mastered that, running screens, dumping the ball off to your backs, which in a way can be looked at as almost a run, especially if the ball is thrown behind the line of scrimmage. And Coen does some of that, does a great deal of that as well. So I think he does multiple things. And hopefully the answer to his question is I'm going to do what's best for the personnel. Because the hard-headedness, Jimbo Fisher was the greatest example of this of all time. Jimbo Fisher thought he had the best offense in football. Here's the problem. E.J. Manuel digested about 25 to 30, 35% of Jimbo's offense, but he made him run things he wasn't comfortable with. Jameis Winston understood it all, 100%. But Jimbo wasn't talented enough to understand this is what I can do and this is what I cannot do. You've got to take the ego out. You may have the best offense in football, but if you don't have the personnel to run that offense, you're never going to be able to successfully win games. So hopefully Liam Coen looks at this team and compares it to the team he just had in Tampa and says, I'm better here, I'm worse here. I'm a lot worse here, I'm a little bit better here. And that's how you run your offense, based on the personnel that you have. Not, I have the best offense and you'll run it. You got to find your strengths and avoid your weaknesses. And that's why I want this man calling plays. You should want him calling plays. Welcome to Duval, Liam Coen.
Voice of the PGA Tour.
Joe Coward.
National college football writer.
Matt Hayes.
Pro Bowl offensive lineman.
Leon Searcy.
There. XL Prime Time.
Dream team, baby.
Dream team. Dream team. Afternoons 2 to 4 on 1010XL.
Football's heating up. The NBA is back. And on Hard Rock Bet, you can bet every sport. Even combine all your sports into one bet. One Florida bettor put $50 on a combo parlay and won more than $100,000. And they tacked on another $10,000 to that win with a daily profit boost. Promos every day for every kind of player. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. Win your first bet or get up to $100 back in bonus bets. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Yo, E.T. here, and beat the winter blues with fun activities in Clay County. Some of my personal favorites are a hands-on aquaponics class at Reparation Earth, or diving into the action at Nakima Anime Bar, where you can join weekly gaming and cosplay tournaments. Clay County always has something going on. Plan your next date at exploreclay.com and share the fun at #ExploreClay.
Interested in a unique date night? Gibby here. I took my wife Nikki to Wick a Candle Bar. She made her own custom candle right there in the store. Shop local at Wick a Candle Bar. Locations in San Marco and Jacks Beach.
Integrity, persistence, and standing up for victims. It's what you want in a personal injury case, and what my friend and lawyer Glenn Coen brings to every case for over 40 years. Call Glenn at Barnes & Coen.
Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, congratulating our Scholar Athlete of the Week, Ben Ward, senior basketball player at Atlantic Coast High. Ben is a member of the National English and Spanish Honor Societies and has applied and been accepted at several major universities. Congratulations, Ben.
Denny Thompson here. Tyson Sound and Security has a huge prize sweepstakes now through the big game. I'm talking a 75-inch loaded Samsung TV with 3D surround sound, a sound bar with wireless subwoofer, and installation is included. Stop by the new showroom, check out the setup, and drop your name in the box for your chance to win the $2,500 prize now through February 9th. Tyson Sound and Security now at 3555 U.S. Highway 17 in Fleming, Iowa.
Instead of wasting money on resolutions you won't keep, why not invest in something that lasts? Like fixing that dripping faucet, clearing that clogged drain, or finally tuning up your AC. Call Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. We'll help you keep your home in shape this year. It's the one resolution you won't regret breaking. Call Call 904-862-6769 to schedule service today. Because when you're stuck, call the Duck. Right now, get $50 off any service of $150 or more.
This is your Mad Dad's Update with Chapter President Donald Ford. In our effort to curb crime, drugs, and violence during the summer months, we are offering Friday Night Lights. It has already started and will be going until school starts back. It is every Friday night from 6:30 to 9:30 at the Blacktop, 5732 Normandy Boulevard, and behind the Potter's House Christian Academy. We manage 3 basketball courts. You are not running on the cement. We have covering on each court. The Lakers, the Magic, and the Heat. Ages 15 to 40 years old. This will give them something to do other than selling drugs and getting into trouble. We have monitors there giving leadership. We have to wake up, stand up, and speak up. Hit me on Facebook and tell me what you think. Or MattDadJacksonville.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $2,600 per ounce. Pay bills. Buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Bull riding. The perfect fusion of strength, skill, and pure willpower. Professional bull riders aren't just athletes. They're daredevils with cowboy souls. Come experience the true modern West, where 8 seconds of glory will create a lifetime of memories. It's the Michelob Ultra PBR Jacksonville at ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, February 22nd and 23rd. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com and PBR.com. Hold on tight. The ride of your life is about to begin.
Mia here. When it comes to roofing, whether it be shingles, metal, or most repairs, there is one name that has protected your home since 1999. Pro-Jax Roofing. Serving all of Northeast Florida, Mike and his guys have been repairing and replacing roofs for 25 years. Need insurance help? Mike's team can help. Raised in a military family, Mike provides great attention to detail with unparalleled quality and workmanship. They also have warranties, so you can have peace of mind. Call Mike today for a free estimate or online at projaxroofingfl.com.
Hey, Hicken here, or just call me Dreamfinders Danny. For a limited time to ring in the new year, Dreamfinders Homes is offering an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down that rate and get in the game. You heard me right. It's 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, Liam Coen officially hired today by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Some great stuff. And I can't help but laugh on Peter Schrager, wants credit for, breaking the story or the words that were written by
Yeah, what was that all about? Is this exclusive? Please credit me.
Credit me.
What?
It was the same exact thing sent to everyone in the media. And Schrager, who you would think his ego would be fed enough based on the fact that he's still on that morning show, isn't he? Good morning football.
Yes, on NFL Network, yeah.
I basically stopped watching because of him. And when I did watch, when Kate Adams was on and when Burleson was on, I like those two. The other one's a sellout. The musclehead who likes Buffalo. What's that, Brandt?
Kyle Brandt.
He's a sellout. And listen, I'd sell out too. I'll admit it. I mean, if you're going to
How much money would it take?
Yeah.
1.2?
1.2?
Yeah. Is that what it'd take for you?
I'd do it for 1.2.
Okay.
Sure. But anyway, Schrager, he's got to be making a nice piece of change. And it was the same thing that was sent to everyone. So I don't know why he would need that type of credit.
Yeah,
It's
we
not
all
like he
get the
got
same
credit.
email.
Yeah. But let me see if I can actually read that. All right, here we go. This is what Liam Coen said today, and I'll read it to you right before Hacker comes in. Quote, becoming the head coach of the Jaguars is an opportunity of a lifetime, one that I'm going to run with to instill a championship culture and winning tradition here in Duval. This doesn't happen without the support and opportunities that my family and I have been afforded throughout my career, especially during the past season in Tampa. I want to thank Todd Bowles for his continued support in the entire Buccaneers organization, for their experience, and know they will have success ahead. Most of all, we are grateful to Shad Khan for his belief in what we will bring to the Jaguars. We will work tirelessly to reward his confidence as head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I will hire a first-class coaching staff, establish distinctive and effective brand of football on both sides of the ball, and our players will live for the black and teal. Shad and the Jags fans should expect nothing less, and that's what we plan to deliver and more. My wife, Ashley, and our family are honored to be here and part of the Jacksonville community. We are ready to get to work. End of quote. Comments from your new head coach, Liam Coen.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. Find the coolest cats in town at coolcatsjacks.com.
The entire time I read those two paragraphs, I have this haunting feeling that someone's going to call me on my phone. So it's going to, kind of disappear, at least momentarily.
Yes, I've had that happen many times.
It's amazing the calls I get while I'm on air. And some of them maintain that they're like big listeners.
What I actually enjoy now is we're into the multimedia age of sports radio. And when I forget to put my phone on Do Not Disturb and I'm doing a video and somebody calls me during said video and knocks me off, that's also very exciting.
What do you think, Hack? Liam Coen sneaks in through the middle of the night, and here he is.
I think it's a great day to puff your chest out if you're a Jaguar fan. Obviously, this was the guy they targeted, whether Ben Johnson was 1 and Liam Coen was 1A. That's for your interpretation, I suppose, but I think clearly Liam Coen was 1 or 1A of the guys they wanted when the process began. They thought they had lost him because of Liam Coen. Trent Baalke was shown the door. And now Liam Coen is back in the fold. And not only is he back in the fold as the head coach, he pulled the wool over another organization's eyes to finally make Jacksonville look good in a situation like this. So, yeah, listening to Tampa radio this morning, listening to DAE down there in Tampa, are they mad?
Yeah.
They are fuming. And I saw Schefter on McAfee said in the 25 years he's been doing it, for ESPN and NFL Network, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the maddest organization he's ever seen about something like this.
And I found that hard to believe. I mean, does Schefter not remember how the New York Jets were when Belichick spurned them and a day later was involved in the trade to go to the New England Patriots? Did you forget that?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe, I don't know, was he with the Denver Post then? He was just talking about, I guess, his time at ESPN and the NFL Network. But, no, your point's a good one. And like you said, I think it was you last night, that was New England and New York. So that was kind of a bigger national story. If this was Chicago and L.A., or if this was Dallas and, Miami, I think it would have gotten a lot more traction. It was Jacksonville, Tampa, and even so, it's still got plenty of run today.
Yeah, and there's no rivalry here. It's not even close. I mean, they play again in 27, which could be in Orlando, Gainesville, or London.
How about some joint practice sessions in August
that's
again?
That's not going to happen. You just gave me a great idea. Since there's no rivalry between the Jaguars and the Bucs, maybe I can get all these folks in Duval to become Boston Bruins fans against the Tampa Bay Lightning. What do you think?
There you go. It's not a bad idea. Now, I'm a bandwagon Lightning fan when it comes to the Stanley Cup playoffs, so you'd have to convert me as well. Yeah. But no, I mean, I think, look, now you wonder about the staff. You wonder about the GM. There are a lot of rumors out there, but you got the guy. Obviously, Shad's excited. From what I know, I think Trevor Lawrence is probably pretty excited about this. So it's a good night to be a Jaguar fan.
All right, what's coming up?
Greg Auman has covered the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for years. He's with Fox Sports now. He's based in Tampa. He was one of the main guys on this story the last couple of days. So Greg Auman's going to join me coming up here in about 20 minutes or so. Also, Ben Troop, former All-American tight end at the University of Florida. He actually called me because he had a lot of thoughts on this. he was also former college teammates with Rand Carthon, who just got fired in Tennessee as their GM. So we're going to do a little bit of that, too. He's got a lot of passionate thoughts about that as well. And also Logan Robinson of Bucks Game Day to get the Tampa media vibe on Liam Coen, leaving them at the altar to come to Jacksonville.
Logan Robinson, does he do the Knowles as well?
He does. He does.
Yeah.
He's the owner and founder of Knoll Game Day and Bucks Game Day.
He does some good work.
Yeah. Up-and-coming guy in the business.
Good. Have some fun.
Thanks, Rick.
I'm an up-and-coming guy in this business. I tell you, I feel like it. I feel reborn here on your home of the Jaguars. Villain. Yeah. Enjoy it. Folks, have a great weekend. If you're drinking a lot of cocktails, here's to you. Do the right thing, though. Be safe. Find yourself a designated driver. Dylan, have a great weekend.
You as well.
We're back on Monday. Appreciate your phone calls tonight, folks. I don't check the text line now that the show is over. However, you can always get me on Twitter or X. You can always get me on, what's the one that went down? You can always get me on TikTok.
Yes.
As well. Have a good weekend. I'm Rick Ballou. We'll talk Monday at 6 o'clock.